Hey everyone, my name's Walter, and I'm back here to bring you more Reddit content. Today we're going to be finishing up a story about neckbeards. Neckbeards are those magnificent gentlemen who grow a beard on their neck. They have interests like Mountain Dew and anime, and they often have interesting methods of hitting on milady. But you'll see soon enough. Let's just get started with more neckbeards from Reddit. These posts come to us from Reddit Just Neckbeard Things, of course. I am Japanese woman and will tell you exactly why you not happy. You Western white women have abandoned your role in place and allowed a toxic and dishonest movement to manipulate you and turn you into man-hating monsters that see yourself as a man's equivalent, even though you can't function in society without a plethora of safety nets under you. You protest things like being told you're pretty by men. You lie and say male privilege when men have none and we have it all. You white women are the most coddled and privileged humans on this earth. Shame on all of you for creating such a toxic Western environment and for not honoring the sacrifices men make historically and currently. I think the Judge Judy rule fits here again. If it doesn't make sense, it isn't true. Why would a Japanese woman be so mad about how white men are being treated in America? I lived in Japan for many years, as both a kid and an adult. I have known dozens, if not hundreds, of Japanese women. Some whose English isn't that good, and some who are actual tenured professors of English, married to actual Englishmen. And I can tell you that absolutely none of them, at any proficiency level, would ever use the word plethora. That is a word used pretty much exclusively by geeky AP English teenagers trying to sound smart in their college application essay. And if they were to use it, even ironically, they sure as hell wouldn't do it after making two basic grammar omissions, A and R in the previous sentence. Grammar which is covered, if I remember correctly, in 4th or 5th grade there. To be absolutely fair, it is also used by the infamous Mexican bandit El Guapo in The Three Amigos, but only to describe a sufficient quantity of piñatas. Okay, actually, if that commenter didn't say it, I was going to. If you watch the movie The Three Amigos, it makes the word plethora hilarious. I think about it every time. We treat women too well, and in this way have spoiled everything. We have done every wrong by raising them to our level. Truly, the Oriental, Asian nations have more mind and sense than we in declaring the wife to be the actual property of the husband. In fact, nature has made woman our slave. Woman is given to man that she may bear children. Consequently, she is his property. Just as a fruit is the property of the gardener. Napoleon. God, women have got to be pretty happy they weren't born into that time period. A quote like this is up there with incel rhetoric and probably didn't even raise an eyebrow back then. Ladies of Reddit, what is the most sexiest thing an overweight gamer, who is gross, rude, inconsiderate, and an all-around jerk, has done that made you immediately want to have sex with him / be his girlfriend? Well, post to Reddit, of course. Bitches love guys who post on Reddit. Yeah, not really. The internet has given unattractive girls way too much confidence to post nudes online. Whatever happened to modesty? It's one thing if you're smoking hot and know it. At that point, you might as well become an OnlyFans model. But the vast majority of girls trying to become OnlyFans models and peddle their pictures online are fatties and or uggos who have no business posting nudes and even 10 years ago would have been embarrassed / mortified to do so. However, desperate lonely nerds who have likely never touched a breast have managed to convince these fatties and uggos that what they're doing is anything but embarrassing. Their confidence is as gross as their bodies, in my opinion. You know, if they're on OnlyFans, no one is forcing you to pay for it. It's not like people are going to send it to you like Goatsy. It's still pretty easy to not see the nudes of someone you're not attracted to. Such a weird complaint to even make. The internet has given neckbeards way too much confidence to post about their unwanted opinions on women's bodies. Alright, now let's head over to Reddit neckbeard stories for the main event. If you haven't seen the first video, you might want to go do that. I'll link to it in the description if I remember. Dating Deadpool Beard Part 2. There is some things I want to say before the rest of this train wreck of a story, so feel free to skip if you'd like. First, Part 1 of Deadpool Beard got posted onto YouTube, and I saw some comments saying that the way I described Deadpool Beard's cleft lip was insensitive, and I agree I could have tackled the description of him with more tact, and I apologize. I know this does not justify what I said, but Deadpool Beard said some awful things about not only me but my parents and friends, so bear with me. I also forgot to mention that Deadpool Beard was 19 at the time of the story, so he knew exactly what he was doing. Hey, I have no problems with making fun of how someone looks. Although I didn't really think the author did. We're really here for his behavior. Secondly, Reddix, thank you for reading my story, man. I love your content, and hearing my experience read out with your disgusting neckbeard voice was an amazing Christmas present. A present wrapped with old manga papers covered with Dorito dust and grease stains. God, I hope those are grease stains. I had just been dropped off at home from the movie theater debacle and I was very conflicted. I'm not one to be picky with who I date as long as they treat me with some form of respect. Which I have already established, Deadpool Beard has none of that. But what Deadpool Beard did have was manipulation tactics that I easily fell for. Deadpool Beard immediately began blowing up my phone as soon as I got to my room to throw myself on my bed. Deadpool Beard: "Hey, Eden, I had an amazing night with you. I'm so lucky to have you in my life. I really don't know what I'd do without you." Eden: "Listen, Deadpool Beard, the next time we hang out you need to specify if we are on a date or not. I didn't realize this was supposed to be a date. I was very uncomfortable with you randomly kissing me. Please communicate this stuff to me next time." Deadpool Beard: "Oh god, are you going to leave me too? I'm really sorry, I just couldn't help myself. You looked amazing tonight. I just want to make you happy." On and on with the guilt trip tactics he went, making me feel like utter garbage just for having a want for personal space. Eden, I'm not going anywhere. I just want you to respect my personal space. I'm willing to give you a second chance if you take me out on a proper date. Guys, please don't call a girl directly after a date. It makes you look really desperate. This guy really needs to chill. He let me choose the restaurant, and I chose to go to this nice place called Bonefish Grill. The date was set for next weekend since I still had a bunch of schoolwork to catch up on. Over the week leading up to the date, he behaved himself fairly well. This becomes a pattern as he takes on the illusion of self-growth and then throws it all away in the presence of any woman. The day comes and I'm honestly very nervous. I do like his company when he isn't trying to guilt trip me, but you can't have your cake and eat it too. I decide to dress up a bit since this had actually been established that this was a date. I wore a cute striped turtleneck, a necklace with an opal pendant, my favorite one, and jeans. He picked me up from my house in his Deadpool mobile, greeted my parents, and off we go. We arrive at the restaurant and get to our table, and things immediately go downhill. Surprise, surprise. Deadpool Beard: "Wow, Eden, you look so beautiful." That's all he managed to get out as he mentally undressed me in his head. He was staring directly at my chest, not even trying to hide it. I try not to be too bothered by it. I was happy to get any sort of affection at that point. Eden: "Thank you, you look pretty dapper yourself." Which was true, he actually put effort into presenting himself. A nice dress shirt, cologne, and he even removed his piercings for the occasion. But as we all know, it's the beard inside that counts. I never use that line anymore. I should start using it again. We order our food and it takes a bit longer than we expect and his mood starts to shift. I had picked out the restaurant, so the slight delay was obviously my fault. Deadpool Beard: "The next time we go on a date, I'm choosing." He put an extra emphasis on the "I'm" as to imply if he would have chosen the restaurant, it'd be better. Knowing him, he probably would have taken me to the Chick-fil-A again. Strike one. Our food finally gets to the table and I just drowned myself in bang bang shrimp and calamari because I was starving and didn't get to eat that day. Deadpool Beard: "Whoa there, slow it down. Women don't have strong metabolism like men do." Strike two. Eden: "Look, I'm paying for my own food. I can eat it how I want. Besides, I didn't get to eat today." I always pay for my own food on the first date. Just feels more comfortable to do so. The gall of this kid. If he's telling her how to eat on a first date, I can only imagine how controlling he intends to get. I gave him a harsh look and that seemed to keep him in check for the rest of dinner. After we got our checks, we decided to drive around since we still had time to kill. He wanted to take me to a place he goes to de-stress and listen to music. We pull up next to a train cargo yard and it is dark outside. Deadpool Beard: "It's not much, but this place has gotten me through a lot of rough times in the past." Eden: "It's very peaceful here. I don't want to stay here for too long though. I kind of hate being so exposed out here like this." Deadpool Beard: "Oh, come on. I've come around here every night for weeks on end and I've never been caught. It's the perfect place to do whatever you want without getting interrupted." I'll give him props. He did actually ask for consent to touch me, and he put his hand on my thigh. Then he kissed me. I think he might have practiced a bit after nearly drooling on me last time. It wasn't awful. Suddenly, headlights are pulling up behind us. I jolt away from him and panic, immediately assuming the worst. Eden: "Dude, what the fuck is that? You said this place was safe." Deadpool Beard: "Oh shit, it's my mom. I forgot to mention, she has a GPS tracker on my phone." Strike fucking three. Wait, wasn't this guy 19? Could you even imagine your mom tracking your phone when you're an adult? The amount of rage that I felt in that moment was indescribable. I had no intent for that night to turn sexual at all, but his mom immediately assumed we were trying to have car sex. I immediately begin to have a panic attack and curl up in the back seat. I was dead meat if my parents caught wind of this. Eden: "Why? the fuck would you leave out such a crucial bit of information? I'm so dead. My parents were and still are extremely protective of me. They are strong believers of abstinence and will not tolerate anything of the sort. This next part is a blur, and I barely remember nothing except staring at that stupid Deadpool keychain hanging off his rearview mirror and hyperventilating. Deadpool Beard drove me home, and I tried to explain what happened. Not only was I worried that I would get in trouble, but Deadpool Beard would too. I cried and prepared for the worst, and somehow they believed that I wasn't trying to go against their wishes. I didn't get in trouble, and Deadpool Beard apologized profusely. At this point it's late, I'm tired, and I walked Deadpool Beard out to his car and talked to him through his window. Eden, dude, we are so lucky. I don't know how we got out of this, but I'm absolutely livid. I told you to communicate with me, Deadpool Beard. You almost got us in big trouble. Deadpool Beard, I downloaded this GPS spoofing app, basically an app that can change your GPS location to literally anywhere on Earth, and it should have been showing that we were still at Bonefish. She keeps it on my phone to make sure I go to my job. I'm sorry, Eden. I fucked everything up so bad on the first date. You can leave me if you want to. I hate myself too. Okay, I know she's a teenager, but why exactly were they going to be in so much trouble? I stupidly accepted this apology since it genuinely seemed like an accident, and his guilt tripping was getting to me. Why, I say my goodbyes and throw myself onto my bed, absolutely exhausted. To this day, I don't know why I accepted his apology. The man had a GPS spoofer just so he could sneak away from his job. Not only that, he could have taken me anywhere and done even worse things to me. Do not do what I did, kids. Don't trust a neckbeard. I am so sorry if this story isn't up to standard with my last one, but it's Christmas Day and I'm exhausted to say the least. There is much more to tell about this big-brain man, and I can't wait to share. Merry Christmas, everyone. I should probably mention that forcing abstinence on someone is a terrible method, and it'll really only work if they want it. I'm still pretty lost on why she'd be in so much trouble. It sounds like the mom just showed up and made assumptions based on nothing. He actually wasn't quite as bad in this story, but he's still just constantly throwing out red flags. I think Reddix told me that there's supposed to be a part 3, but the author hasn't written it yet, so we may have another part to this at some point. Let me know if you want to hear more about this fine gentleman. But that is about all the time I have for you today. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you liked the video, please give it a like. If you have something to say, let me hear it in the comments. The algorithm actually favors videos with a more active comments section, or so I hear. If you're new here and enjoyed the content, consider subscribing for more of the same. Now it's finally time to shout out my awesome patrons who give me money every month so I can keep myself uncensored. Jimmo, Levon, Chris Sturman, Invader Jill, Daisy, Brendan Rexford, Kitty Sparkles, Dr. A, Ouroboros, Daniel Delapena, Deborah Douglas, Maxo11X, Horatio T, Justin Godsey, MDB 3000, V stands for, Elvis Needs Boats Bennett, Cho, Spoonie the Rogue, Hunter Malcolm, Amanda Gillies, Jacob K, Psychic Kumquat, Megan Breeze, Distera, Camper Supreme, Staples Yeet, Knit1 Code 2, Roy, Lil Spoon, Nick Lucarelli, Petulant Panda, Shit for Brains, Ms. Mayhem, Jubes, Regrettable Stitches, and Esperova. Thank you all so much. This has been really helpful to me at certain points in my YouTube career. Now up next is going to be a Lucas Werner video. Yes, I'm making the official announcement. I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to cover because there is so much of it. We'll see. That'll be later this week. But as for now, have a great night everyone, and make sure you go to work so your mom doesn't have to GPS track your phone.